Fattest, skinniest guy we know.
Guy doesn't eat any bread, but still has a belly.
I drink beer.
Medina County Fair displays.
Losing my belly.
You always wear the strangest shirts in our videos. You can't ever just wear something normal.
I haven't got any normal clothing.
You know what I mean?
Terry Construction t-shirt. Sweaty.
Doing Jason Salzner are solid and building the Medina County Fair displays.
I'll send you updated prices.
Okay.
I just want to start turning something out.
I'm gonna force Isaac to actually do some work up here tomorrow. Yeah, we don't have any of our stuff here. All right, guys.
Welcome to the Deer Shop Podcast, presented by Siman Brothers Outdoors and the Leaky John Boat Company.
He went and watched a movie that has a $200 million production budget, and then the next thing he watched was our video on YouTube that has a $0 production budget.
This is the first buck I've shot in over 10 years.
Your track job was the first fun track job. That kind of like, I think part of my life was influenced by that night.
Then you miss him 3 times with a rifle at 70 yards on video for the whole world to see.
That's what Caleb did. 5 years ago, we couldn't shoot a deer at 100 yards with a slug gun. Now you're shooting turkeys at 100 yards with a shotgun.
Joey takes
The shop is closing up.
Make sure he takes all his right antlers. You can't leave anything. Deer Shop Podcast, episode 150.
Ooh, that's a big one.
Oh,
It's 150.
wow.
It's like episode 3 of season 3 because we don't actually do 52 a year. We do like 48 a year, 47 a year. Because sometimes we get too busy to do them. But this is Deer Shop Podcast, episode 150.
Wow, I am honored.
Awesome.
Medina County Fair. We're recording in the booth Friday night. Uncle Jay, myself, Luke. The Leaky John Boat's here.
Yeah.
Where's that guy who don't talk much?
Leaky fishing now.
Leaky Fishing?
Leaky John Boat's still a subsidiary of Leaky Fishing, but
So
it's
it's
mostly
not Leaky John
Fishing
Boat
now.
Company anymore?
No,
Really?
not anymore.
You changed it completely.
Changed most of it completely, but there's still Leaky John Boat Company stuff for sale.
I like the old Leaky John Boats.
What is, when I get my offshore stuff, where's that found?
Offshore collection.
Offshore collection.
Offshore collection in Leaky Fishing.
Okay. Because I'm headed to the beach in a couple of weeks. I'm going fishing, so I'm
You're going to a beach fishing?
Yeah, it's my 20th anniversary draft party. It's been the same
you've told me, yeah,
fantasy football dudes for 20 years. So
Yeah.
we rented a beach house and we're doing the draft at the beach house. And then they all have boats and stuff, so we're going to go.
How is that going to go right before your hunt?
I will keep it together except for draft night.
Yeah.
And then I leave the following week. I get on the road.
So we might as well just jump into that. What's your fall plans? Uncle Jay here, guys.
I leave for Wyoming on the 1st, and I have the month of September there. We'll see how that goes. I come back, work a bunch in October, and then I'll be gone to New Mexico in November. And then maybe either before I leave or when I get back, I'll do some whitetail stuff.
He got the itch. We got Jay whitetail hunting again. A little bit. Just a little bit.
I'm interested. I'll dabble.
So we're up here at the Medina County Fair this week. By the time you listen to this, the fair will be over, so it does do you no good. But we're selling Jay's merch. We've been talking to fans. We've been talking to people. It's a fun week locally with the farming and the 4-H crowd that we grew up with because we all grew up in 4-H. You weren't ever in 4-H.
No, sports. And then I didn't really get into the farming thing until high school when I started baling hay.
I think every country boy on the earth spent a summer or 2 or 6 baling hay.
Yeah. I've spent this summer baling hay.
Yeah, you were baling hay this summer.
Yeah.
Nice.
Rough.
How was it?
Good workout. It's
Yeah.
really good workout.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
The farmer that you're farming, or the farmer that you're baling hay with, doesn't have a kicker baler, does he?
He does have a kicker baler.
Oh, so you
He's
just
got really good aim, though.
Okay. I was looking at the video.
So we stacked the wagons.
Yeah.
It's a
I
little rough.
was like, it looks a little stacked in order to be, but hey, that's cool.
No.
But yeah, it's been a good week. I'm actually been surprised. We're moving some merchandise.
Yeah, I'll tell you, the feedback on the Moose film was more than I could have ever thought.
You exceeded the expectations I had early for it.
I mean, I'll tell you, the biggest compliment I've been getting has been just the amount of non-hunters reaching out, saying how much how highly they thought of it. Very humbling. Thanks to everybody.
I like seeing the comments like, oh, I showed my elderly dad, or we've talked to a couple people in person this week here at the fair. We're like, yeah, I showed my dad or my uncles, back in the 70s, they used to go up to Alaska. It was a lot different back then, but we showed it to them and they really enjoyed it. And I mean, obviously it's something a lot different than what we do with the deer shop and our local hunting and all that.
Here's the other thing, the social media aspect of it. I think we're at like 14,000 views maybe.
Yeah, as of this recording, it's close to 15,000.
And one negative comment.
Mm-hmm.
One.
Do you remember what it was?
I remember. It's hilarious. Because,
What did he say?
Because I am a stickler on grammar.
Oh, my.
And one of my pet peeves is like 222 and like they're like how to use them properly.
There they are.
And then here's one of the ones that makes me the most mental is when people use the word loose for lose.
Ah, okay.
Double O.
So the guy wrote something along the lines of, can't believe you left that thing overnight. I hunt Alaska moose every year and people do that and they loose meat all the time. How much meat did you loose? Next time you come to Alaska, do some research.
Be more prepared or something.
And my response was simply 0 meat loosed.
That's awesome.
It's funny. None of these guys ever
chat.
Like they never chirp back when you make a comment.
Nah, because
he's on those. He's probably a local shooting him off a road.
Who knows?
I don't know that for a fact.
Who knows?
The guy might be the next.
Maybe it was Jim Shockey.
It wasn't. I promise you.
If Jim Shockey used loose instead of lose,
That's true. He's definitely not one.
then
to
I
do
would
that.
lose all respect for him.
The guy has the biggest private collection of like Native American, Western American culture.
He has T-Rexes.
Right. So like, there's no way.
Real ones.
There's no way he's using the wrong version of loose.
Yeah, no, it's whatever. But I mean, of 40 some comments,
Yeah.
one that like statistically, that's virtually impossible.
I think there might have been more than. I mean, the comments are still coming in every day, and they're all positive. So, I actually, to be fair though, I haven't checked some podcast or some comments that like YouTube deems as inappropriate. They'll be flagged. I haven't checked the flag folder. There might be a couple in there.
I'm sure there are.
Fuck this guy, motherfucker! How could you harm such a precious critter? And God's
delicious.
earth and all that stuff. But yeah, we weren't going to talk too much about the fair. We weren't going to talk too much about the moose film. We were going to spend half an hour with you guys tonight, just kind of going over some whitetail hot take stuff because we're hunting Kentucky in 4.5 weeks, and then Ohio opens in 7. Bucks are pretty much done growing, maybe a little bit here and there, but I bet you the majority of deer are what they are at this point. Antlers are starting to harden. There's leaves falling in my yard. Like certain trees are losing.
It's because it's so hot.
Yeah,
dude.
it's
hot.
going to be deer season is going to be here before we know it. And we have a great little panel today because each one of us is uniquely different in our beliefs on how to hunt deer and styles of hunting and the things that we feel are important. For example, loves trail cameras, hates trail cameras, hates trail cameras. Fixed blade, mechanical, minimal baiting, some baiting, zero baiting. I mean, it's a good hodgepodge today. So we'll be able to get in a couple things. I might even pull up the old Ohio Whitetails 2 and scroll through it while we're sitting here because I'll tell you what, that particular group, maybe it's just because I comment a lot on it, but the conversations in that group are actually pretty good.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of boneheaded stuff, obviously, but they are drumming up the most conversation, I would say, of any other Facebook groups right now that I'm actually paying attention to.
A couple of the things I've gotten involved in on there reminded me of why I don't get involved.
Speaking of Facebook groups, did you see that post this morning on South Filmed Hunters that Isaac commented on?
No, I don't think I did.
There was a guy on the Self-Filmed Hunters page. He's like,
Which is the best one for making videos, by the way.
yeah,
It's like
Very-
the only
very-
one that's still relevant.
very
for,
knowledgeable
yeah.
Facebook group.
Yeah. Self-film
Guy
hunters.
goes on there and he's like, makes a list of everything he hates about people's YouTube videos. And Isaac just comments like, who cares? Just hunt and film how you want.
What'd he say?
The guy?
Yeah.
He's like,
Trying to find that. Yeah, you
But
gotta find
also,
that one for me.
that's such a subjective thing. That's like you like Rogan, you like Howard Stern, you like one, not the other. Just change the channel then.
You know what I like? I'll tell you what I like. If you hate YouTube hunting videos and I run into you at the bar and you tell me that, I will respect that. But if you get on Facebook on a social media page and start talking on a group about filming hunting videos, about how you hate them, you're just looking for attention.
Well, was
you know
he-
what I mean?
oh,
Like-
so-
he has his own YouTube channel.
Well, so he was talking about
Okay.
content.
Okay.
Like not in and of themselves how much he hates them.
like certain shots he hates.
Like he
or
hates
certain-
like certain shots. Like
Okay.
don't breathe into the camera. Don't whisper and don't call your
Hold-
dad
hold-
on
try
your
and find-
phone.
yeah,
I'm
try to pull-
trying to find it.
What's wrong with calling your dad?
That's what I said. I've called dad on the videos before.
Yeah. What the?
It was weird. Then Isaac comments on there.
I've called my wife in the videos before, and guess what? She didn't answer every time. She has never answered when I
Isaac
called her on
commenting
video.
is.
I really think it got deleted.
It got. Oh, really?
Yeah, I think I might have screenshotted it though. Nope. That's not
It's
it.
lost forever.
Oh well. Yeah.
All right, Luke. Let's just start off right off the rip. Tell me why you hate cell cams.
I think the deer know that they're sending pictures, and they're always looking at the cell cameras. So every time you get a picture of a buck, it looks at the cell cameras and like, say you take a cell camera out. Like for example, you said right before we started this podcast, cell cams are drying up. But are they? Or the deer just moved over 20 feet, feeding the bean field?
That's valid. That's fully valid.
I always have such good luck on a cell camera putting it out first couple weeks. I mean, bucks are on there just
I use
every night, and then
They're
they just disappear. During season, you hunt, and there's still just as many deer.
there's something to that because I even sent them. Last year was the first time I ever used cell cams, and for the sole purpose of probably why everybody uses them is like it keeps me out of the woods, right?
Right.
And I sent them a video that was so undeniable of a young buck 20 yards away walking so nonchalant. As soon as that camera turned on,
Head turn right to it.
it like scared the shit out of him.
Yeah.
And I'm like, my bro science, I think it's EMF.
so,
So that feeling that people get when they go down to a basement, like what ghost hunters
right.
do, and they'll take EMF. EMF's a very real thing. And there's certain energy fields that are stronger in certain areas. If you go from nature where there's nothing and then you walk by a cell camera and you have that deer sixth sense, I think you're absolutely right. I think there's EMF or some sort of energy
Yep.
that puts out that they can feel.
Yeah. I still think they're a great tool. And they keep you out of the woods. And you can still get, like, say you're hunting over a corn pile in January. The deer aren't going to care if the cell camera's there because they're hungry.
I also think scrapes because they're preoccupied.
Yeah.
yeah,
You know, they're doing something else. Whereas
Right.
just walking, where they're they're doing nothing but on alert.
feeding in a bean field,
Yeah,
just
yeah, right.
walking by,
Yep.
browsing as long as you go. I mean, so I've seen a couple posts on Facebook, some of the groups, the Wise Eye one in particular. Someone said, like, I've noticed that certain deer are noticing my cameras the first time I put them out every time and then avoiding the spot. So, and I do think it's probably slightly deer specific.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There are
Oh, yeah.
certain deer that are just, that feeling bothers them more than the average deer. I think deer that have grown up with cell cameras, so you've been getting pictures, now the cell cameras have been around 10 years, most deer have, but you got these fawns that are on camera as younger deer, and then they're on camera as 1.5-year-old. As they get older, they probably care less about it because they're so used to it, right? But if you go into the backwoods of West Virginia and throw a cell camera on top of a mountain where there's never been one, that deer is definitely going to experience
Is it
something.
possible though that it comes full circle to where they end up
Stop caring.
stop giving a shit because they like, all right, I've walked by this thing enough and it's not a threat anymore.
Or do you leave scent on it when you're in the area, take a piss by it, spit out your dip by it, do whatever it is close to said camera, and then when you check it, and then one time when you're going by, they pick up that human scent, and it bothers them from that point on, and they start to associate that spot with that camera with humans. And also time of year depends too, because they say right now, in velvet, these bucks, their testosterone is so low that it's really hard to booger them. You can scare the deer out of the bean field every day, and they come right back 20 minutes later. Whereas you're not going to want to do that in November. You know what I
Interesting.
mean? So I guess it all depends.
Yeah,
It all depends.
And I think
Deer
with regular
specific.
trail cameras, it's the same story.
I do
It
know
is a
that
foreign object in the woods, and they do not like it.
I'll tell you what, in West Virginia, where we put the cameras up, the bears find pretty much every single one, like right away. A bear walks by, and then it turns around and comes back, and it eats your camera, and you find it on the ground.
Yeah.
And it's almost every single camera we've had down there has been attacked by a bear and has a bite mark in it at some point or
That's why those bear box things are a real thing.
Which with the cell cameras, they can still break that antenna off.
Yeah.
I've tried to use those down there, not to much success, but
Yeah.
just part of the game.
So gun to head, what's worse? Going into the woods a bunch or the cell cam spook?
Cell cams or going to the woods.
Yeah,
I'd
hands
rather them. be
Yeah,
like,
if you're
I don't like
depends
that
on where
tree
you're-
because it's got that weird fucking box on it. That's,
Yeah.
As opposed to like, here comes Luke again.
Yeah. It depends on where your trail cameras are, though. If you're bushwhacking into the middle of a bedding area, you're not going to want to do that all season.
Yeah.
If you have them on the outside, like you have your stands, it can be really helpful.
And I've noticed like you could put your cameras on field edges up real high so they can cover a huge ground, and the deer are far enough away where they have no idea. It's when they walk within 10 feet or so and stare right at it. Because a lot of people say it's the signal sending the picture, but the way cell cams work, they don't send that till after they're done recording. So that wouldn't exactly, the first video would not be that case.
Yeah,
You know what
because I was setting mine up, and I was in front of it, and there was no sound to it whatsoever.
So the cell cameras don't scare the deer away, though. They're just avoiding them.
They
They're still
notice
there.
them. Yeah, they notice them for
You know,
sure.
people say like, "Oh, I don't have any deer over there. I'm not going to hunt over there the next 2 weeks, October 15th to 30th."
Yeah.
Like because they don't have deer on their cameras.
But how far do you think they go around that tree? 10 feet, 20 feet, 100 yards?
Maybe not even.
Yeah, that's true.
Maybe not even.
Mm-hmm.
I got a cell cam last year with DH when Isaac was hunting.
Mm-hmm.
He saw him 10 feet behind the cell camera.
Yeah.
And
And he was on that cell camera that morning. No, it was a different buck that morning. But he had been on that cell camera before. He had been on that
Right,
cell
yes, he
camera
had that.
before.
So
yeah, then
do
right
it-
when we put it out.
do a little experiment. Once you notice one you're paying attention to, notice your camera, hang another one somewhere in the area, and see if they are doing that.
I mean, it would be, there is a good control you can get there.
Yeah.
Especially with like, even something as simple as trails going out into the beans. You have your camera on this one because it's the heaviest and it gets about coming out and then you don't get them a lot. Put it on that one and that one and see like, oh, he's right. Oh, and now, it'll be interesting. I think it's hard. So people don't understand. A lot of guys will make comments because they just don't understand that the deer don't know what that camera is. They can only associate it with smells on
Right.
something they've already smelled in their life. Because people are like, oh, they avoid cameras because this, that, and the other. It's like, well, you have to understand that they don't know.
They don't know that's sending a
They
picture.
don't know
It's-
what a camera is. You know what I mean? So it's not
they
as
just
simple
don't
as that.
know. They know it's not normal.
Yeah, and sight and smell is the only thing that they're going to be able to equate it with something else that they have seen or smelled. Like that's all, or that sense of that feeling, that electrical field. You know,
Which is that whole ghost hunters. I feel scared
Right.
down here, and I don't know why.
Yep. It's not a bad take. I know we've covered that one a couple times
Yeah.
on the pod before, but I mean, cell cams are as popular as they've ever been.
They're
it's-
such an incredible tool, especially if you know how to use one, like how to take things off of it.
Right.
Back when I had the old school trail cameras, I have logs of data from that would just zero in where that deer was traveling to and all that.
I remember when they first came out, like the first cell cameras, they were like $350.
Oh, so
and they
much.
took a crappy picture and barely sent it.
And that's why everybody's
and
making
now
their
you
own.
can get them for $100.
Yeah,
even
oh,
less.
it's unbelievable.
I remember when people were making their own cameras.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Yeah.
Crazy times.
Fun project.
All right, Jay, give me a hot take. You gave me a couple before the pod that I'm very interested in. So
Okay. Tactics. Hot take tactics. Don't be quiet going to your stand. because you just can't. Unless you're one of those guys that makes a nice soil trail.
Leaf blowed trail.
Yeah.
Think about the mess that leaves and the scent that leaves behind creating said trail.
Yeah, I mean, right.
How many deer tracks are out the
But
first
so,
time?
like, I use this analogy all the time when I go to my stand. I walk like I'm walking through the metro parks, and if you notice, like, well, how come that deer doesn't bust out when the farmer walks by? Because it's not a threat. And the analogy I used is, I walk to my stand like I'm walking to get my mail. If someone's walking up your driveway and they're just walking up your driveway, you don't think it's threatening. It's just a salesman or something. If someone's sneaking and trying to avoid being seen and trying to be quiet walking up your driveway, you're going to get your 9. You're like, well, someone means harm. Like, someone's up to no good. And your body language is doing the same thing. And you're not fooling any wildlife by trying to sneak to your stand.
Yeah. I
agree with
like
that.
the walk with the purpose idea. This isn't to say that there's not some method to maybe you're sneaking in on a ridge top bedding area, so you come in quietly on the downwind side real early.
Certainly, there are.
But we're talking
In
hunting
general,
in Ohio,
yeah,
going to your stand.
certainly you can make a case for different scenarios. I'm saying in general, a big woodlot, walk to your stand.
Well, I mean, have you ever been in the stand, like in view of a road, and you're watching the deer out there in the field, and they're too far away? They're either not one you want to shoot, or it's not time to shoot, or they're too far away. And then, like, someone either rides their bike or walks their dog down the street.
And they just stop and they look,
and they stare.
and then
They don't move for
Yep.
2 minutes.
And then they go back to eat.
disappear. They go look. And then they go back to browsing. You know what I mean? Like, so there is something to be said about that. And those people could definitely be upwind, blowing their scent right at the deer, and they don't boogie helter skelter just because.
My along the same lines with the quiet. I hunt a lot with a climber, and I take that like cloth tape.
Yep.
And I make sure it's no metal on metal noise. But I take twice as long going up to my spot. Because I take the bottom platform and I drag it against the tree like a deer rubbing a tree, and I just make that rubbing noise as I slowly go up the tree, and I've brought in deer that way, and I'm pretty confident that, like, if I did spook some stuff coming in, it might make them feel a little more calm, because it just sounds just like a deer rubbing a tree.
I like that one. I haven't. While you're telling that story, I'm trying to think the last time I used a climbing tree stand.
We had one back at the farm, Spannies, for a
did.
couple of years.
We
I
did.
hunted it one time.
I hunted out of them a few times. I almost feel like I'd like them more now than I did then. Like, the idea of them is more appealing to me now than it was back then.
Yeah, I mean, I don't like picking the one tree and it's just in the way open and you're sticking out like a sore thumb. But
you can't have any branch cover.
I do like, like a little nestle of trees that are kind of close together. And but yeah, that's what I killed my buck this year out of.
Climbing stand, really? You didn't do the whole drill into the tree?
I
thing
did
method?
that as well, but
Okay.
the conditions weren't good for that stand. I knew he was going to come by that.
It's unique. It's something unique about it.
Well, not, there's so much change. I mean, we're going back 20 years that I've been doing that,
Yeah.
and believe it or not, saddles were then.
Yep.
And then they went away, and now they're back.
I never got into it then or now. Would you be interested in doing them again or no?
Saddles?
Yeah.
I never did a saddle, and I did try. I tried it. I never hunted with it. It's just not for me. I can see pros and cons with it, just like anything. And at the end of the day, I think if that's what you're comfortable doing, that's what you're going to be better at doing.
So I hunt out of a saddle, and for just hunting, it'd be fine. Like, I have one. Am I going to hunt out of it on purpose on my permission piece? No. It's not great for videotaping. It's pretty bad for videotaping, in my opinion.
Yeah, there's a lot in front of you.
But, so if we go to, like, Indiana public land, and I got to walk a mile and a half, I'm 100% taking the saddle.
Yeah.
There's no weight. It's so easy to put up, take down. It makes it so much easier.
Do you have any plans on going to public land in Indiana this year? Because Ethan said he's going.
This year? No.
Yeah. Not this year?
Not this year.
Okay. Ethan said he's going this year with those
He
guys.
said he's going for like a week.
Yeah.
Nice.
I'll give you a quick hot take. This is more of just, it's not even hunting. It kind of is. But I don't like how and I know there's some people that are gonna laugh when I say this. There's such like a negative connotation now if you don't hunt with a saddle with a lot of groups. Like if you hunt out a tree stand, you're almost like
A Neanderthal.
You're a Neanderthal, ancient relic. The hell is wrong with you? Why would you carry that thing in the woods? Like
There's a lot of.
It's almost like you're
comments on
not in the club anymore. Like you're just not cool if you don't saddle.
I guess
There's
that-
a lot of guys on there like that say all that stuff. Then you click on their profile, and like you scroll back through their profile
Orange,
pictures.
orange.
No deer ever killed.
Yeah.
Like not even like. I don't know. They got nothing to back it up with. Like they like make fun of you for not having a saddle and not one sticking, which is a crazy idea to me.
Yeah, dude, the one sticking thing, I'm fully
We need to
out.
get
What does
Spencer
that mean? I
on.
don't
That's
know
when you
what
have
that means.
one stick.
Mm-hmm.
You climb to the top of it, put your knees against the tree with your saddle, take it off the tree, put it above you, climb up on top of it
Oh,
again.
they're like pompier ladders.
Yeah, put your knees against the tree,
Okay.
And
hang
just
out,
hang there.
loosen it, put it above you, climb up again.
I mean, I don't hate it.
that's a lot of work.
Spencer
up and
Oh,
down.
does
that's
it.
a lot of work.
That's a lot of work.
And he kills deer doing it.
I am.
Could he
I
kill
am,
the same deer with a ladder stand?
I am interested in seeing
But it is
a like system like that isn't a saddle. So like some sort of and that's I was talking to Isaac a little bit about it. This thing came across my feed called Nested.
Is that the telescoping ones?
No. They're like instead of sticks, they're like the little mini ladder
Yeah.
sections.
Yeah, I've seen 'em.
And they're super light and they marry together and it's a system, but it's for a platform. It's for a
Tree stand.
hang on.
Yeah.
And I'm very intrigued by that.
Well, I've started to see, and I can't remember if it's a ladder stand or if it's just a set of climbing type sticks, but they're like telescopic. Like they like
That's got to
they
be heavy. That's got
I mean, they're probably made out of carbon fiber, you know.
It's like a regular stick, like a double stick, and like it opens up to be like twice as long.
Yeah.
I don't like it because you're like putting all your weight on that
the
part
only
that
thing.
opens up.
So here's my like we're making fun of my drill and the bolt stuff. Here's the one thing that nothing else can compete with. I can go in 100% of the trees I want to go
Yeah,
in.
any tree.
Any tree I want.
Even ones you
If
can't
it-
get in with sticks.
Yeah, big ones.
and that's where I've killed a lot of deer out of or trees that are you can't wrap your arms around.
Yes.
And I can scale it like Spider-Man.
Well, you could do like the old Ameristep.
You can, but that's rough.
It's working.
That's rough.
Your hand cramps up after the third.
Yes.
round. You know what
Yes.
I mean? Like, because you're.
I don't know if I've ever hunted out a tree stand with those.
I've used them as like the last steps or like an aider
Yeah,
step.
yep,
you know,
same.
like you got to like hop skip kind of thing.
I liked using them for the bottom three because then as you're coming out, you can take them down. Nobody's gonna hunt steal your shit.
Jay has, and he probably because of bad experience not hunting his own family farm, but he has this thing where he thinks people are going to steal everything.
Have you ever had stuff stolen?
Oh yeah.
See, I never really have.
'Cause I think it's maybe because people most of the time you're on your own place.
Correct. And that's why I said that.
And
because, like,
and it's no secret that you guys are out there all the time. And if someone's
Camera.
going on there, they're going to get caught. Whereas where I'm at, there's people. Yeah. So
Are you ready for my hot take?
Yeah.
You're going to love it. You'll probably hate it. You
Cool.
might, I don't think you'll agree, but you might. And there's people listening who are going to be like, that son bitch, he went there. I think it is an absolute. Now, I don't kill a lot of public land out of state bucks. That's not my thing. So you can say that I'm an idiot. That's fine. People have said that before. Been known. But I think it's just an absolute waste of time to spend 100 days scouting in the summer, trekking all over public land to try and kill your fall buck. And you know why I say that? Because I pay attention to the people that do that, and they never kill a deer doing the method that they either say they're doing or in that area, or if they're really good, and Jay's going to say it, they're not letting us know that they're doing it that way. But it's just funny to me how
both.
guys, they'll do 100 days of public land scouting, then they just magically kill a deer in December over in the snow.
So
private land.
I've got a
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I mean I've got a couple things about that. Like one, deer aren't doing the same things.
Correct.
That's number one. Number two, what are they scouting?
They're looking for acorns and old rubs and
So
scrapes.
So to me,
and-
again,
in a bed, they're looking for beds, which brings up your point. What does that matter?
but what I would be looking for is I would have scouted from the air before I go out there.
Mm-hmm.
Then I would have all my areas picked out through topo maps and aerial photos.
Yep.
And then I would go scout those areas. And 9 times out of 10, that's got a travel route through it or whatever, and I know, okay, I want to go here, here, here. It's just proof of concept. That's what I would be scouting, nothing else.
Caveat to that. I'm not talking about shed hunting or springtime turkey hunting, because I think, me personally, me being me, and I love my shed hunting, I think the intel you gather in February, in January, in March, when you're shed hunting, is all the fresh data to trail into the rut at the very minimum. Everything, even for scrapes and rubs and all that stuff from October, are fresh. Shed hunting is a very valuable tool. But when you go out in July, just fuck off. You're just wasting time because you want to be out in the woods doing scouting.
I think
you
that
love it, and
if
that's
you
fine.
were-
But you are not going to find anything in July that's going to correlate to November,
I think you could scout the land
because you don't even know the mast on
and
the trees
see how
yet.
thick it's going to be somewhere.
Yeah,
and
you can do
see
that
how-
from the, but
how
you can
big
do
the
that from the
bridges are.
air, and you can do that in February shed hunting.
So I think ideally, given the choice, maybe some people don't have that option, right?
Yeah.
They have to go in the summer because that's when vacation is, right?
Yeah,
But-
potentially.
So that's how I would do but that's a last resort. I would 100% agree with you. Those late winter months are when the woods are the woods.
Yes.
Left over from the November, best time to be in the woods. That's what you're going to see, because that's probably most likely what it's the closest it's going to be for next year.
Yeah.
And then in that way, now you can start putting the topography along with their fall behavior.
Because I've gone into the woods and I've done some like summer scouting, public land stuff, and then you go back in October, November, it's just completely changed. It is completely changed. You mark all these white acorn trees, you're like, fuck, these white oaks are going to be mint. No, they got none on them. No mass this year on those ones.
and here's
so it's a lot of wasted effort.
Here's a lot of people confuse these two. There's two types of hunting. There's deer hunting, and then there's mature deer hunting.
Yeah.
And they are two different things.
They are.
And the way does use the land, and the way that 4.5 to 6.5 mature deer uses the land are not even in the same conversation.
Yeah, because you find those mudded up summer deer trails. That's not very good information.
No.
Because guess what? Put a trail camera on it and tell me what you get. Mom and fawn, mom and fawn, mom and fawn, mom and fawn, 6 points, 6 points, 6
Yeah.
points. Whoa, look at that huge buck at 2 o'clock in the morning. Mom and fawn, mom and fawn. And it's just over,
Yeah.
Yes, the trail's getting used a lot. Yes, a lot of deer are using the trail. That giant buck that walked by in July, that tells you nothing.
Yeah.
And that's a combination of me doing a little bit of public land hunting, but mostly just looking at our own farm. The information that we're going to gather in July is not going to correlate very much to October, November. So it's going to be the same on public land, maybe slightly different based on your crops in your area. But it's just, there's nothing wrong with it. But to say that the summer scouting killed your deer in November,
All that to say,
it,
it is better than no scout.
that is true. That is true. But you
Yeah.
can accomplish a lot with maps, trail cameras,
Yes.
a little bit of shed hunting,
Yeah.
some turkey. That's why I love turkey hunting.
If you're not using those things
Yeah.
already,
Yeah.
you're behind.
But it would also be strange to me to not use those things and just rely on summer scouting. Yeah. That would be, because it's miserable.
I'd almost.
I mean, I
Yeah.
know you would hate it more than anything on the
Dude,
planet. 'Cause
I'm
you
ready
can't
to
do heat.
I'm ready to move to Canada.
Yeah.
I'm
I think
so
the
done
best
with this
scouting
heat.
is when you're hunting, and then you got to move.
Well, of course. I mean, nothing is going to beat
You know.
intel of that day.
No,
But
Boots on the
and,
ground.
and if you talk to a lot of these experts, and we've heard some podcasts, and we talked to some of our friends who kill some public land deer, a lot of them are willing to admit now and will agree that, yeah, my best hunting was when I got out there, reacted to something, and moved to a completely new area, or keyed in on something I had no idea about when I was in there in July and killed him here doing this. That that MRI is just way better than. Damn, that's a good-looking oak tree. Let me mark that on my Onyx. Fuck, is it hiding in our drink of water? What does that really do for you? And those beds in the summertime,
If you're applying it correctly, it can do a lot. But
it's just a big fad right now. And I think the majority of guys are just doing it because the guy on the internet told them to.
okay.
And their idol does it, which, but it's a hot take. Doesn't mean it's right.
maybe they like the outdoors. So
Go fishing.
that's true. That is true. Do
Show your woman some lightning bugs after dark or something. You know what I mean?
you think it hurts?
I think it can. Do you think there's and we have already.
I guess it could.
In this
place that
podcast,
doesn't
we've
get
already
an
talked
infection.
about how velvet deer with the no testosterone, it's not that bad. But if you have a mature monarch, let's use the example of you're trying to kill a 5+ year old public land buck. Do you think you walking around in his bedding area in July is going to help anything? Or do you think that's going to shift him to somewhere private?
Well, I kind of go.
You know what I
it
mean?
kind of
Like-
goes back to my thing. If given the two choices, I'm just going to do it from the computer and not take those chances. And it's, at the end of the day, I think the number one thing you can do to help yourself is stay the F out of the woods.
We've proven that.
Yeah.
We have proven that by just getting busier in life and not being in our woods as much.
deer hunting gets
the
better.
activity and the amount of deer we've killed is just skyrocketing.
Especially in an area like this.
Skyrocket.
Especially in an area like this.
Well, we had a good example in Indiana a few years ago where me and you hunted somewhere. We scouted it. We walked it. Looked for whatever.
Found a bunch of sign.
Found a bunch of sign. Found acorns. Found
Yeah.
everything we needed. Hung our stands the day before. It was awesome. Isaac goes in
That morning.
that morning.
Yeah.
Hangs his stand.
Kills
Kills a deer.
The area we walked and scouted everywhere, we barely saw any deer from stand. A couple
Yeah.
smaller bucks,
Yeah.
those, but I mean, and you have to think about that too. It's, I don't know. It's just that's my hot take. The summer scouting thing has been overblown in recent. It's the cool fad right now. That's it's just trendy.
Okay.
Trendy fad. And I think it's kind of a waste of time. Take your family to the beach. Look at your wife in a bikini instead. Like, it's not gonna help you kill a deer in July or in November.
I hope you're not killing deer in July.
Some guys are.
I want to see him prove us wrong. It'd be sweet.
Yeah. Well, like Isaac always says, you ask for camera advice online, 100 people will tell you what they use and what's the best and what's junk. And out of those 100 people, 3 YouTube videos get produced a year of guys actually using the information that they said they were using and putting it on the internet.
Yeah.
That's not to say they don't have their own collection. They may. And they're the smart ones if they do.
Yeah.
All right, Luke, do you got another one? Broadheads.
I don't know if I want to talk about broadheads. We've talked about it so much. Every time I'm on the podcast, you bring up broadheads.
Did you change your bow setup this year?
No, I almost did.
And then you decided not to?
I decided not to.
Same everything for next year or from last year?
Yep.
Do you have a stabilizer on your bow yet?
Nope. I tried one.
Dude, I just ordered another one.
I tried to
Luke
put a
is
stabilizer on my bow, and I
anti-stabilizer.
can't do it. I don't have anything on my bow.
Good for
Are you going to go 4-for-4 self-film mature bucks?
I'm going to try to. But I can't. The stabilizer just gets in the way. Doesn't make a difference.
He doesn't like wearing a bino harness either.
Oh, I can't shoot a bino harness. Nope.
I can't not.
That's what I can't even like go shed hunting without a bino
I feel
harness.
so
I
weird
go like this
without
the
it.
Dylan's
entire
going to
time.
text me when he gets to this point in the podcast and be like, "You're stupid. You need to put a bino harness on."
I do appreciate all the people that come up to us this week here at the fair. And some guys that I wouldn't think, people we know that I wouldn't think were listeners who said, I really do enjoy tuning in to your guys' podcast on Monday morning. That means a lot because we're just a bunch of idiots talking about shit. So it's kind of
Yeah,
cool.
I
I do
know.
I do appreciate that.
Okay, I do have a hot take.
Okay.
Everyone that goes out and buys a brand new bow and has like 7 donkey dick freaking things hanging off of it every direction, and they have all these new, I don't know, they got all sorts of crap on 'em.
Scopes and
they're like, I can't hit anything at 40 yards, and they got like, what are those things called? Like the stabilizers that go backwards.
Yeah, the one I just ordered. It's called the back bar.
Back bar. Yeah. There's people got like 2 of them on.
So I'll tell you exactly. I'll tell you exactly why I do it or why I'm going to try it.
I'm interested to listen.
First time ever, I'm trying it. I'm a fairly decent shot. For the first time in my life, I bought a new bow for the first time in 10 years, and
he's the guy you're talking about.
It's a Hoyt carbon.
Maybe.
Yeah, fuck yeah.
It's a carbon. So it's the lightest bow I've ever held in my hand and shot.
Too light, isn't it?
It's too light.
Yeah.
And I'm floating my pin like crazy. So
Quiver on or quiver off?
on. It's a fixed quiver.
Okay.
So which also kind of cants it to the right.
Yep.
So I'm gonna
you have-
I'm gonna put a back bar on the inside and see.
Well, I hope it works.
Yeah, I mean I'll let you know.
But I see a lot of stuff.
But also it's a very
like-
individual thing, right? So we're all built different. We all draw different form. But there's a reason why Levi Morgan does it, right? Like
He's my idol. He is good.
so.
I like Levi Morgan.
I get a lot of flack
I
because
shoot his broadheads if no one noticed.
most people that have a podcast and a YouTube channel and opinions and do what we do are nerds when it comes to gear and bows.
Yeah.
I just don't give a single fuck about
Oh, dude, I'm such a when you watch Isaac and I when we're getting ready for a Western hunt, we are geared
So I will tell-
dorks.
So-
Ethan is
let
like
me put it in
mad
there.
crazy about his bow.
When you're out west and you're taking a shot at a 70-yard shot at an animal, maybe you do need some of that stuff on your bow to be the best you can be. But for the whitetail hunters, we're shooting deer at 30 yards.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I don't have that problem past 40. I mean, yes, I don't have that problem past 40. And
Past 40?
or I do have the problem past 40. I don't have it up to 40.
Right.
And I didn't notice it. Like, I'm touching veins at 40. But then I start get just 20 yards for 60. I'm like, whoa, my group just falls apart. And I can feel it. I can feel my, because the target's a lot smaller and all the things. And I'm like, what do I got to lose? I just sell it if it doesn't work,
Yeah.
I just have no care about.
I just see a lot of people,
technology.
like newer hunters.
Mm-hmm.
They're like just on these Facebook pages, like they show up with their bow and there's like they got the limb legs
Mm-hmm.
and they got all this stuff hanging off of it. I'm like, it's so unnecessary. 99% of the time.
It's better than a crossbow.
Yeah.
It is better that these guys are out there doing this thing
They're
with
better
their
than a crossbow.
super gay looking bows than it is a crossbow. I mean, I don't know. It's funny because like sometimes
My bow does not.
It's
look
almost
gay,
like
by the
you
way.
can't be. It's almost like you can't be cool unless you have the back bar
Well, and that's
the limb
and
legs.
that's the thing with this. Like,
And all that
that kind of
stuff.
goes back to the saddle hunting thing. Like we've become, and it's okay. It's rightly so. We've become gear nerds in the hunting space. A lot of guys have like newest saddle, newest lightest sticks. We got to have this. We got to have this crazy bow with these back bars and these ultra view scopes and movable sights.
Well, it's just going to lead into the same conversation that it always goes back to is technology.
Mm-hmm.
It all like the next better thing. Is it going to make me better at what I love? And so I saw somebody make a very valid comment about the site I use. It wasn't to me. I was just reading information on my site, which I use a UV slider, vertical 3-pin. And
you tried that.
I have a horizontal 3-pin slider.
And the guy was like, you do not need horizontal or sliders for deer hunting. And I'm like, he's kind of right.
I literally lock my pin at 25 and I can shoot 35 to 15.
So, I mean,
high, little low.
it's kind of the same thing you're talking
Yeah.
about,
It's funny because it's just, I agree. It's just like I'm I have no problem hunting with not camo in a ladder stand with my 11-year-old bow. And
Yeah.
I enjoy it just as much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I do enjoy tinkering and trying new things. And
I've watched you pack your bag before. I have seen it's something. It is something. You have more straps on that bag. Your old bag. I don't think you have a new one now.
I do have a new one.
Your old bag had like 47 buckles and straps on it. I don't get anxiety from nothing. I mean, I watch people die every day. That gave me anxiety. Like, what the fuck is he doing with that thing over there?
Well, it served me well for the time being. It is now.
You like your new one better?
I love my new one.
Does it have less straps?
No, because it's just a lot of reasons. It's shout out Initial Ascent. It's I don't know how they get any better than that, man. It's to just after the litmus test was 2 days or 3 days.
You gave it the hardest test possible.
Yeah.
So perfect hot take, right? Perfect hot take segue. Did you guys figure out your whitetail bags yet?
Yeah.
Because you and Ethan have been going hard on trying to find that perfect whitetail hunting bag for what we would do, which is 85% of the time just camera gear and your outer layer of clothing, but also still be able to pack in sticks and stands and sticks and saddle if you need to.
Yeah, I figured it out. I mean, I think I like it.
So what are you using?
The Latitude Ranger 33.
And Ethan is using
some fairy bag. I don't know. Is that what it's called? I'm not sure. Mystery Ranch, not fairy.
So his bag's gay too.
Don't they have a fairy line of something?
I don't know.
I'm not
dude.
sure. We have the wrong people on the podcast
yeah,
for this.
I haven't bought
Mystery
a bag.
Ranch something.
I haven't bought a bag in like
It's the same size as
4
the
years.
Ranger.
And I hate my bag. I have that trophy line.
Well, for 5 years, I
Mystery
used
Ranch
the
makes a good
Benelli
bag.
duck
Yeah.
blind bag.
I know you always swore by this stupid duck blind.
And I
bag.
still like it, but
with
I
your
can't-
shotgun loops for your shells.
But I can't use it for packing sticks and stand.
Yeah.
It makes it difficult. But for camera gear, it's nice.
I was looking at Ethan's bag, which you say you think is a Mystery Ranch. We might be getting this all wrong, and he's gonna be like, "Motherfucker, they're saying the whatever his bag is." I like it, but I wish it was hard sided. I need some rigidity in my bags. I can't stand
Mine's not hard sided.
these bags that collapse on each other.
Can't you
Set 'em-
can't you make just buy those sleds?
So
those,
that's kind of the thing.
make
Like,
it
people
fabricate
make them
one
that way.
Yeah.
But they're not designed to sit up and stuff. So like they're just they've fallen upon themselves. So when you're cinching,
That's what
your
was
sticks
nice
and
about the duck
stands-
bag is that it's like waterproof and floats and has a hard side all the way around.
Yes.
And a hard bottom.
Because when you cinch all your stuff together and you have your camera inside said bag, it cinches everything, and it's hard to pull out.
That's
and,
just something I don't
so
think about with camera gear.
Are you filming this year? Anything?
Yeah.
Very nice.
Fuck yeah.
I mean, we'll see.
I mean, look at the moose. Look at the moose film.
Yeah, but it was just something so different.
Mule deer be tough.
Well, mule deer be tough, and well, maybe not. It depends. Elk's going to be tough because you're on the move so much.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of go. So whereas it's the polar opposite of moose hunting, where you just sit. So you pass the time. And
if you could come up with a good system, and I know this is tough because we just talked about all the shit you need to do to your bow to make it right. But if you could, the only way to really get an elk, you could do the same thing you did for your moose hunt and the bear hunt from a couple of years ago that you filmed by yourself. Kind of, you can film yourself at camp. You can film the scenery. You can do all that shit. But when it's go time, bull's bugling, you're going in. You need to be able to find a way to get something decent like mounted to your bow. It's really the only way.
Yeah.
And if it throws off your kilter, then your aim point and stuff, it's going to be a problem. But because for elk, that would suffice. You know what I mean? It would work.
yeah.
But
And honestly, like, I wouldn't even want to do it for the photo. What's the word I'm trying to, like, the cinematography aspect of it. I'd want to do it for shot review.
yes, and
That was so clutch with Isaac's bear hunt.
Yes.
Like, we were not sure, and then we got to review it, and I'm like, this is huge.
if you can. It really is huge, but if you're by yourself, it is extremely tough to get anything that's worthwhile.
Yeah.
that you can then review
Right.
on anything. You're not gonna have a laptop
Right.
to look back,
Right.
But the way we do it for whitetails, being able to review shots is huge, and even being able to review shots. How many times have we been wrong on what we've seen on the camera?
Yeah.
Luckily, knock on wood, wherever it's at, it's usually been wrong in a good way. There's been, I remember you were giving us some grief, and you always do, and that is valid. It is valid that we track deer sometimes that you feel we shouldn't. It's valid. Like Luke's buck this year, for example, it was iffy, and we just didn't know if we really should go in there. So we took a small group, a small scouting party, and he went 30 yards.
Yeah.
Yeah,
He's so dead.
I don't know if you know this, but my tracking rule is if I don't see it go down on an evening hunt, I'm not coming back until the morning. I have to watch it fall.
More than one time. Actually, I can think of at least 4 times. Luke's buck in the snow a couple years ago. Luke's buck last year. Tyler's buck last year. And Hook. All 4 of those deer we did not see fall with the eyeball. But when I went to finally review the footage in my office a week later, and I have it on my 4K big dual monitor, and I watched the video back, like Luke, that camera gets left. You're talking to your POV camera. Every single one of those deer you could see fall in the background of the video, or
Really?
or like
Yep.
the tree start shaking.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
So like you could see,
You couldn't see it with your eye.
right, because things are going on, and,
Yeah.
and you couldn't see it reviewing the footage real quick because we didn't want to spend a lot of time on it. But when I sit down alone in a dark room and start editing it, the deer runs off. You hear Luke talking to the other camera, and all of a sudden
In
you
the
see,
background, it's like,
you see a tail flicker.
No kidding. That's cool.
Tail flicker, and then like over here a crash and some trees move around. You're like, oh well, now that we know that he did that and I see it, there it was. But
Yeah.
you don't, it's hard to do that in the moment. But I know you err on the side of caution, similar to taking out the bottom steps of your tree stands. You don't want things stolen, etc. I love nothing more in the world when it comes to what we do as deer hunters and outdoor and what we like to do, our stuff. I love nothing more in the world than an unknown track that ends up in a buck. Like we don't know if he's dead. We're going to go in and look. Because back in the day, before all these cameras and stuff, that was every track, right? I think I hit him pretty good. Let's go and see what the blood looks like. I love doing that. And then like, oh, the blood's getting better, and finding the deer. Like, I don't know. It's just when you're with your buds and
Yeah.
you walk up on that dead deer, and it's awesome. Especially when you didn't know, like, because when the deer dies in sight, it's like all the excitement is now over. Every inch of it, because he's dead right there. So like it's over. Like,
Yeah.
let's get him back to the
And I'm
camp.
with
No.
you. You could do that in the morning.
But you can't, because my friends work 9 to 5, so they're not going to be there.
We have real jobs.
I don't, and he don't, but you do.
Yeah. Me and the mouse in my pocket, we. All my friends actually have like 9 to 5 jobs. all my people I hunt with.
Your circle is all 9 to
Yep.
5, yeah. And
Except
mine,
Ethan, obviously.
well, actually, half of mine are.
Yeah.
So that begs the question: is it worth than just bumping a deer with all your friends and never finding it?
No,
Okay.
but there's some caveats to that. Now.
You have to. You're making an educated. You're not
Yeah.
running
Yeah,
in
yeah,
there
yeah.
willy nilly.
And we always have now, and you know, take it for what it's worth. Now with the ability to have drones in, if you do, and I agree.
Yeah.
And I have yet to use a drone to track my own deer. I've been around a lot of drone tracks, but I haven't had to use it yet. Knock on wood.
They need to take
But if you
stablers or
do
something,
bump a
though.
deer, you then have the ability to know my deer got bumped from here to there. We call on the drone. Let's see if he's alive in the morning or later tonight. You know, that is an option. It's not illegal. Is it unethical? I don't know if it's necessarily unethical to find a dead deer with a drone.
I don't
because I don't want to
that's a
waste
tough
a deer in the
That's
woods,
a tough
you know?
one. Yeah. I don't.
I hate the scouting aspect, but
I mean,
recovery.
That's a podcast for another day.
yeah. It's,
Yeah,
that's
you're right.
So many weeds. Yep.
That we're not talking about crossbows and corn piles and drones today.
Not yet. Not
Today.
today. Yeah.
Not today. Not today. Any other hot takes before we wrap? We went longer than I thought we would.
Yeah.
I think not necessarily a hot take, but I've touched on it before. I think people need to work on their woodsmanship.
That's not even a question.
I think we've really
All the
taken
things
away.
I just listed,
Yeah.
I've taken away from that.
And that's
I don't think they will if they don't have to.
correct. Absolutely. Anytime you're given a crutch, you're probably going to use it.
Yep.
That's been our biggest argument with He Who Shall Not Be Named that we'll talk about in a later podcast. A gentleman that we've argued with about some rules and things that could change Ohio. He has the opposite. He has the view, like Luke said, he wants to make it so that it's easier for everyone. Everyone enjoys. Everyone can kill a buck. We have the best big buck state in the world.
Well,
We're fucking
Let's let him speak for it.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I think, even though I will say that we need to kill more deer, I still think we need to take it even back a step. If they banned cell cams tomorrow, I would stop using them. You know what I mean? Like things like that.
This could be considered a hot take for killing more deer. I would like to know the legalities of. So there's a lot of spokes to this wheel, but I talked to you about this before. What would be the legality, if any, of getting some sort of, you know how there's like the roadkill call list?
Mm-hmm.
Just doing that on, like, let's say a Medina County page. Say, all right, it's first come, first serve. Put your name on this list, and when Hunter shoots a doe, he's going to call you.
That'd be awesome.
Right? And so, like, how many people actually would like some deer meat? Now, listen,
I've had people come up to me this week and ask me about.
So I'm not gonna process the thing for you,
Right.
but I'll bring it to you. I'll gut it and I'll bring it to you.
Yeah.
Canaan Meats has a program where you can simply just drop off your deer that you kill free of charge to them, and they will give it to the hungry. They have a program of some kind.
Okay.
So you can take all these deer you kill and just drop them off to them.
Okay, but that's already existing, right? And we're in the situation we're in.
Yeah.
So I'm talking about something new, where the residents of Medina County just say, you know what, man, I just don't have time to get out, but man, I love deer meat.
I will ask Eric about that tomorrow.
Please,
Why not? He's going to walk right by here.
Find out if there's he might not even know, like, because you can't sell game meat. We all know that. But is there any? Do you transfer the tag to them or whatever needs to be done? It's just a thought.
I would assume as long as they
Because-
have your tag number, it's fine.
Yeah, right. So
Yeah,
I'm
you
just
can do that.
like how. So, but if there's a waiting list for hunters to reach out to people, like almost like a Rolodex of people wanting deer that don't have the time but still like it or might be in a tough spot, and maybe they don't feel comfortable going to a shelter. A food bank.
Right.
But just they're like, hey, I'll just.
It's not that
really
they're
love
hurting.
deer meat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they don't hunt anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I'll bring you. I'll shoot a doe and I'll bring it to you.
I had an elderly woman in a rollator roll up to me yesterday here, and she said, do you have any way for me to get some deer meat? And I said, actually, I do. Well, to preface, she actually was asking about the ones that are killed by the sharpshooters here in Medina.
Mm-hmm.
They're about to start doing this sharpshooter program here in Medina. She's like, what are they doing with the deer meat? Can I get some of that? So I gave her Jansen's number because he's the one in charge of the hunt for the Parks District. I gave him I gave her his phone number so she could call him, Jansen Worley, find out where that meat goes. But then I gave her Tyler Gullett's number because he has the depredation permits and he takes a deer to the processor. He doesn't pay for it, but whoever wants that deer then goes and picks it up. So I gave her his number.
Yeah.
So she might be able to get some deer meat out of the situation.
That'd be great.
Your idea is not a bad one. I guess it would just take someone to kind of
seems awfully
head up
simple,
the idea.
and it needs to be, but it needs to be well organized,
Right.
And
and you don't want to shoot a deer and then have to drive to Hinckley at 10 o'clock at night. You know what I mean? So like sometimes there's some stuff there. With
Sure. But I mean, it's going to be. I think if I just wonder how much more participation in killing does I would certainly kill more if I knew it wasn't going to go to waste. There's something more there's something more personally satisfying about giving it to somebody, that human interaction, than just giving it to canned meats and go, yeah, I don't know where that's going. It'll probably get half eaten and then thrown out. Where like someone who, I get to meet, say, hey, shake their hand, here you go.
Or, hear me out. This lady, there's no way if I took her a deer, she'd be able to get it to anywhere to get processed.
Right.
If maybe you could get a running list at the processor so that you know that when you take that deer and it's going to so-and-so, you know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Because usually the ones that are wanting deer meat in that way, it's because they're invalid or elderly or unable to get deer to a processor because they drive a Kia hatchback and they live in the center of Cleveland. You know what I'm saying?
Right,
So
right.
It's more so if you had a way to make sure that the deer you shot was going to so-and-so, you take it in there and send them a text like, hey, your deer will be ready soon.
If you haven't figured it out, I'm a numbers guy.
Stats.
I wonder what the price difference would be on whatever Medina is paying sharpshooters to take that money and subsidize some of these processors and go, for every doe you process, that's like for this list that we're making, here's money to process that. So instead of it going to some sharpshooter organization,
Well, it's local law enforcement. It's a SWAT team.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
Probably gonna be Jimmy.
So
You know what I mean?
I heard a podcast that
It's federally funded, I believe.
But the team, they were private entities that do just this.
Some are.
Okay.
But I do believe Medina. Don't quote me.
But the city's still
you're
paying for it, yes?
Yes.
Okay.
Money is being spent.
Yep.
The problem is you can't legally kill the deer that the city wants killed, like the ones here where we're sitting, for example.
Oh,
Heard of
right.
100 deer living here at the fairgrounds.
Right.
There's only so much access to kill those deer in legal means.
But again, this is all like disbursement. If we were whacking 6 does a person, these deer would not be congregated here. They'd be dispersed. I mean, it's all about deer per square mile.
That's going to be a conversation I have with so-and-so when we have the big podcast coming up that we keep hinting at. Because you should be allowed to take information to a DNR officer or someone in the state and be like, listen, come sit with me at my barn, or I will fly my drone, or you can fly your drone, or just come drive around with me at night, and I can show you 100 deer on my property, and I'm in a two deer state or two-deer county.
I think
this is ridiculous.
I think the number. I think the best idea I've heard in recent time was the prisoner program.
Yeah.
Where they're taught how to butcher.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
they're
I liked
like
it.
unbelievable. And
Correct.
but what if we integrated all of these little things? Like we have the Department of Corrections heading up a processing program, and then
a list of donors to
and
get the meat.
Yeah. And then it all kind of integrates somehow. I have no doubt that a lot of people would participate, because the number one thing I think we can all agree is the logistical difficulty and financial difficulty of killing a doe.
That's the financial difficulty will always be my argument. Who in the hell is going to kill 3 additional deer if it costs them $250 each deer to process?
Or an entire evening for each deer to cut it up themselves.
Yeah, I mean,
it's a whole thing, man. A lot of people don't have that time.
And if you could open up those special They used to, like back in the day, they opened up the special deer permit thing where you could buy a $15 doe tag that does, so I could actually kill 6 deer in Medina County as opposed to 3. Because that's the kicker. Because I
just got that email actually.
I have people who like, I want to kill, I would love to give you permission. Can you kill a couple deer on my farm? Well, no, because I had to kill a couple deer on my farm. I'm just looking for a big buck. You know what I mean? Because I can only kill 3.
Yeah.
But all right, we've about hit the hour mark. You got anything else, Luke?
No, not for this time.
I can see your fiance staring bullets through in the corner.
She's ready to go.
She's ready. My phone's rang about 47 times, so I'm
Oh,
curious.
yeah.
I'm curious of what's going on down there. People telling me like, where you at, but no, this actually was good.
Yeah,
We should-
fun.
I've told a lot of people this fall, podcast wise, we're gonna have a couple scheduled ones with some bigger guests, but the rest of the podcast this fall, roundtables, random friends of ours, random fans, random people that are in the county that love to hunt deer. We're just gonna get everyone together on a Thursday night, Friday night, whatever, and just shoot the shit like this about deer hunting because it is the best conversation for
Yeah.
other people.
Yeah.
It's the ones I like having the best.
It takes me back to my roots. I like it.
I love it. Episode 150. 150.
Peace out.
Peace out, homies.